Ginger, a root celebrated for centuries as a natural healer known to ease nausea, boost circulation, strengthen immunity, and fight inflammation, has become the daily go-to for many older adults who brew it each morning, hoping to soothe their joints and calm their pain. But here's the truth. Most people don't realize, while ginger is powerful, drinking it alone rarely delivers lasting relief. It needs the right foods beside it to unlock its full anti-inflammatory potential.
That may surprise some people, but it's something I've seen for years. Many of my patients in their 60s and 70s drink ginger tea religiously. They'll say, "Doctor, I boil fresh ginger every morning, just like I read in a magazine." But weeks go by, and the swelling in their knees stays the same. The pain in their fingers, still there. It's not that ginger doesn't work. It's that the body needs more support, especially as we age.
Exactly. Ginger contains compounds like gingerol and shogaol that are anti-inflammatory by nature, but they don't act like medication. They need time. And more importantly, they need synergy, meaning they work best when paired with other foods that enhance their effect. The mistake people make is expecting a single root to fix a very complex, long-standing problem.
In traditional Japanese medicine, we rarely use ginger on its own. It's always part of a healing combination, often with turmeric fish or fermented foods. Ginger warms the body and prepares it to absorb what comes next. It's a carrier, a guide. But without the right companions, it can't finish the job.
And let's not forget, after 60, inflammation behaves differently. It's deeper, more chronic, and tied to everything from blood sugar to sleep quality to gut health. So, a warm cup of ginger tea is a good start, but not a complete solution. To really make progress, we have to be intentional about what we pair with it.
That's why we're doing this episode, because when you combine ginger with the right ingredients, things most people already have in their kitchen, you go from a mild tea to something that truly supports your joints, digestion, and recovery. The results don't come overnight, but they do come gently and reliably.
So, if you've been using ginger faithfully and feel like it's not enough, don't stop, just shift. Ginger still belongs in your routine. It just needs some help. And in the next part, we'll explain exactly why inflammation is harder to fight after 60 and why ginger needs a team to win that battle. And if you find this video useful, please give me a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so we have more motivation to make more videos to serve you on Shijiki Podcast. Let's take a moment to talk about inflammation itself, because many people over 60 are dealing with it every day, often without realizing it. We tend to think of inflammation as something obvious, like a swollen ankle or a sore knee. But the more dangerous kind is silent, low-grade chronic inflammation that slowly wears down the joints, the gut, the heart, and even the brain over time.
That's exactly what I've seen in my older patients. They don't always say, "I'm in pain." Sometimes they'll tell me, "I'm just tired all the time," or "I can't think as clearly as I used to," or "I feel stiff when I wake up, even though I didn't injure anything." These are subtle signs of inflammation that's been building for years. And after 60, the body's natural anti-inflammatory systems become weaker.
Yes, the body simply doesn't recover as quickly. Hormonal changes, lower antioxidant defenses, and a slower metabolism all make it harder to put out the fires happening inside. Add to that things like poor sleep, blood sugar, spikes, lack of movement, and you have the perfect storm for inflammation to grow quietly day by day.
And when people drink ginger tea, they expect it to be like turning off a switch. But inflammation doesn't work that way, especially when it's been smoldering for 10, 20, even 30 years. Ginger can help reduce it, yes, but it needs reinforcement. It needs other foods and habits to support its work. Otherwise, it's like trying to put out a forest fire with a single bucket of water.
I love that analogy. And here's another challenge. Inflammation isn't just local. You might feel it in your knees, but it could be coming from your gut, your blood vessels, or even your liver. So, unless we approach it in a holistic way, we're always just chasing symptoms.
One of my patients, a 68-year-old retired teacher, drank ginger tea every morning for a year. She believed it was helping, but still had swollen fingers and digestive bloating after meals. When we looked deeper, we found she was missing some key nutrients in her diet. and her gut was inflamed from years of processed food and antibiotics. Once we added a few strategic foods with the ginger, her results changed within weeks.
That's why we want to shift the conversation today. It's not about abandoning ginger, it's about understanding how to use it intelligently. After 60, the body needs more than just one anti-inflammatory food. It needs combinations that work together, ones that heal, the gut improve circulation, reduce oxidative stress, and support joint recovery.
That's where tradition and science meet. In Japan, we never use ginger as a standalone cure. It's always part of a meal, part of a formula, part of a lifestyle. That wisdom was built on experience seeing what actually worked across generations. And now modern research is confirming what we've always known: healing is teamwork.
And in the next part, we'll share one of the best combinations out there, one that's been used for centuries alongside ginger and backed by clinical studies today. It's bold, it's golden, and when combined with ginger, it becomes a true anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Now that we've explained why ginger needs a partner, let's talk about one of the most powerful combinations you can make: ginger with turmeric and black pepper. These three ingredients work together in a way that's far more effective than any of them alone. When combined, they don't just reduce pain, they actually lower inflammation markers at the cellular level.
If you've been trying to fight inflammation with just ginger alone, you'll want to hear this, because once you bring this next ingredient in, the whole picture starts to change. That's right. In traditional Eastern medicine, this trio has been used for centuries. Ginger warms and stimulates circulation. Turmeric cools and calms internal heat. Black pepper sharpens absorption. Together they create balance, and modern research has shown how effective this balance can be when it comes to reducing chronic inflammation.
The star compound in turmeric is curcumin. It's a well-studied anti-inflammatory with benefits for joints, brain health, and even metabolic function. But there's a catch: curcumin is very hard for the body to absorb. That's where black pepper comes in. It contains piperine, which can increase curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%.
This is where many people go wrong. They buy turmeric powder or supplements and expect quick results, but they don't realize that without piperine, most of the curcumin just passes through the body unused. Ginger helps with absorption too by stimulating digestion, but it needs the black pepper to unlock the real potential of turmeric.
And let's not forget, ginger and turmeric both reduce inflammation through different pathways. Ginger blocks inflammatory enzymes like COX-2, while turmeric regulates NF-κB, a key player in chronic inflammation. So, when you take them together, you're targeting the problem from multiple angles, which is far more effective than using either one alone.
For older adults, this matters even more. Inflammation after 60 is complex and multi-layered. Using one single approach is often not enough. But this combination, ginger, turmeric, and black pepper, is simple, natural, and works on multiple systems: joints, gut, circulation, even the brain.
Let's go over how to use this combo practically. You don't need pills or extracts. A simple tea is one of the easiest and most effective ways. Boil a few slices of fresh ginger with half a teaspoon of ground turmeric. Add a small pinch of black pepper, just enough to enhance the effect without overwhelming the taste. Let it simmer for 10 minutes, then strain and drink warm.
That tea can be taken once or twice a day, ideally between meals or first thing in the morning. It helps calm inflammation and supports digestion at the same time. No sugar should be added. If someone wants a hint of sweetness, a few drops of lemon juice or a thin slice of orange peel is a better choice.
Another option is to use this trio in cooking. Add fresh grated ginger and turmeric to soups or stews. Use cracked black pepper generously. These ingredients blend well with vegetables, lentils, and fish. When taken through food, the body tends to respond more gently and consistently, especially in older adults who may be sensitive to concentrated supplements.
The key is consistency. Don't wait until you're in pain to drink this tea or use this combination. Make it part of your daily routine even if you feel fine. That's how you prevent inflammation from building up again. Daily gentle support is far more powerful than aggressive treatment after things have already gone wrong.
So, if you've been drinking ginger tea alone and not seeing much change, try adding turmeric and a little black pepper. Give it 2 weeks, drink it regularly, and watch how your joints' digestion and energy start to respond. Small combinations like this can be the turning point for long-term health, and they don't cost more than a few basic ingredients. If turmeric and black pepper enhance ginger's effect through anti-inflammatory signaling, then omega-3 fats work on a different but equally important level. They reduce systemic inflammation at its source. When you combine ginger with omega-3s, you create a powerful internal environment for healing, especially in the joints, heart, and brain.
Yes, and what many people don't realize is that inflammation doesn't just come from one place. It often starts in the gut, the blood vessels, or even fat tissue. Omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA, help quiet inflammation throughout the entire body. And when paired with ginger, which improves circulation and digestion, those healthy fats become even more effective.
There's a good reason why we recommend omega-3s. So often they directly lower C-reactive protein CRP, a major marker of chronic inflammation. Ginger complements this by supporting digestive enzymes and reducing the stiffness and swelling that many older adults deal with daily. Together, they form a 1-2 punch against inflammatory diseases like arthritis, metabolic syndrome, and even brain aging.
And you don't need to rely on capsules or supplements to get these benefits. Foods like wild-caught salmon sardines, mackerel, chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts are rich sources of omega-3s. When combined with ginger, either in meals or as part of your daily routine, they support the body from multiple directions.
Let's break that down into 2 easy categories: animal-based omega-3s like fatty fish and plant-based sources like chia or flax. Fatty fish provides EPA and DHA directly, which is especially helpful for people over 60, since the body's ability to convert plant-based omega-3s drops with age. That's why adding salmon or mackerel 2 to 3 times per week can make a noticeable difference.
At the same time, plant-based sources like chia and flax are easy to add to breakfast or snacks. 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed or soaked chia in the morning alongside a cup of ginger tea is a gentle but effective start to the day. Its anti-inflammatory supports digestion and provides steady energy.
The beauty is in the simplicity. Here's a practical example. Start your day with warm ginger tea and chia pudding made with unsweetened almond milk. For lunch or dinner, add grilled salmon or sardines, and flavor them with fresh ginger slices, lemon, and a touch of olive oil. You've now created a full day of meals that fight inflammation without needing any medication.
That combination doesn't just reduce joint pain, it also supports cardiovascular health and brain clarity. In Japan, we often steam fish with fresh ginger daikon and a little miso, simple, gentle, but deeply nourishing. That approach works just as well for Western meals when the ingredients are respected and used consistently.
We should also mention that the timing and preparation matter. Don't fry your fish in inflammatory oils. Avoid sugary yogurt with your flax. And always soak chia seeds before eating to support digestion. These little adjustments protect the integrity of the food and maximize its healing potential.
Another tip: avoid combining omega-3 rich foods with too much processed starch or sugar. That can create oxidative stress and cancel out many of the benefits. Instead, focus on whole ingredients, healthy oils, and anti-inflammatory spices like ginger and turmeric. Keep the meal light but complete.
So, if you're already drinking ginger tea, adding omega-3s is a natural next step. Not only does it help reduce inflammation more effectively, but it also gives your cells the raw materials they need to repair. It's especially powerful for older adults who are dealing with multiple symptoms at once: joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, and even weight gain.
Exactly. The goal isn't to overwhelm the body with too many changes at once. It's to build a routine that supports recovery every single day. And this combination, ginger with omega-3s, is one of the simplest, most reliable steps you can take toward that.
Up next, we'll explore how ginger pairs with another powerful group of foods, probiotics. Because when the gut is inflamed, the rest of the body always follows. But the right combination of ginger and good bacteria can turn that around. We've talked about turmeric, we've talked about omega-3s, but if inflammation is still lingering, especially in the gut, then there's one more combo we can't ignore: ginger and probiotic-rich foods. This pairing helps repair your digestive system from the inside out, which is critical if you want lasting anti-inflammatory results.
Yes, because most chronic inflammation actually begins in the gut. The gut lining becomes damaged over time by antibiotics, sugar-processed food, and stress. That damage allows toxins to leak into the bloodstream, triggering inflammation all over the body from your joints to your brain.
That's what we call leaky gut, and it's surprisingly common in older adults. The intestinal barrier weakens with age, and bad bacteria can take over. That's when symptoms start showing up: bloating, gas, food sensitivities, fatigue, even skin rashes. It all starts with the microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your digestive tract.
This is where probiotics come in. They help restore balance to the microbiome by introducing beneficial bacteria. These bacteria produce compounds like short-chain fatty acids, which reduce gut inflammation, strengthen the intestinal wall, and even boost immune function. But here's what many people forget: probiotics work best when the gut is ready to receive them, and that's where ginger helps.
Ginger is like a primer. It stimulates digestive enzymes, improves bile flow, and reduces inflammation in the stomach and small intestine. When you combine ginger with probiotics, you're not just adding good bacteria, you're creating a better environment for them to thrive. That's when real healing begins.
In Japanese tradition, we often start meals with a small portion of pickled ginger or fermented vegetables. It's not just for flavor. It's to awaken the digestion and introduce good microbes at the right moment. Western cultures have similar practices. Think of sauerkraut, kefir, or yogurt. But the key is combining those foods with something that enhances digestion, like ginger.
Let's give some practical ideas. One simple option is a ginger kimchi broth. You just simmer slices of ginger in water with a bit of sea salt, let it cool slightly, and then stir in a spoonful of kimchi or sauerkraut. The warmth activates digestion, and the fermented vegetables deliver probiotics without killing them off in boiling water.
Another easy choice is mixing fresh grated ginger into unsweetened yogurt. But be careful, many yogurts on the market today are full of sugar, which feeds bad bacteria. Look for plain Greek yogurt or coconut yogurt with live cultures. Add ginger, chia, maybe a few berries, and you've got a gut-friendly anti-inflammatory snack.
And don't forget fermented drinks like kefir or kombucha. You can add ginger slices or even a little turmeric to these drinks for an extra boost. Just choose ones without added sugar or artificial flavors. The goal is to support the gut, not create more inflammation. We should also mention that probiotics aren't just about food. You need to remove what harms your gut too, like excessive alcohol, fried foods, or long-term use of certain medications. Ginger can help offset some of those effects, but it's most powerful when you support it with a clean diet and consistent probiotic intake.
So if your inflammation hasn't improved with just ginger, turmeric, or omega-3s, the missing piece could be your gut. And this combo, ginger plus fermented foods, is one of the simplest, most natural ways to fix that. It doesn't require expensive supplements or complicated routines, just smart pairings and consistency. That's the beauty of traditional medicine. It's not about magic cures, it's about daily habits that restore balance gently and sustainably. And when ginger is part of a broader routine, with probiotics, good fats, and anti-inflammatory herbs, it finally lives up to its healing potential.
Coming up next, we'll pull everything together. You'll learn what to avoid, how to build your own anti-inflammatory ginger plan, and why most people fail, not because ginger doesn't work, but because they didn't combine it the right way. So, let's recap what we've covered today. Ginger is a powerful root, yes, but on its own, it often can't win the battle against inflammation. That's why we explored 3 key combos: ginger with turmeric and black pepper, ginger with omega-3s, and ginger with probiotic-rich foods. Each one tackles inflammation from a different angle, and together they create a foundation for healing that's deeper and more complete.
And just as important as what you add is what you avoid. Don't drink ginger tea with sugar or processed milk. Don't rely on raw ginger slices on an empty stomach. And please don't expect 1 cup of ginger tea to undo decades of inflammation overnight. Healing takes time, and it takes the right combinations.
Exactly. Think of these combos as daily rituals, not one-time fixes. Maybe you start your morning with ginger turmeric tea. Add chia or flax to your lunch. Pair dinner with a small serving of kimchi or yogurt with grated ginger. Small steps, consistent action, that's how inflammation fades. And if you're feeling discouraged because ginger alone hasn't helped you, yet let me say this, don't give up just because one ingredient didn't work by itself. Let it do what it was always meant to do in harmony with others. That's where real transformation begins.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to receive the latest videos from Shigeki Podcast.